What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be in Baku. I don't think I have actually done a league racing video in this track on this game cycle, so it's pretty cool because it's usually one of my harder tracks, but I ended up getting a really good setup from one of my buddies who gave me probably one of the best setups I've had in this track, and I had a really good quality because of the setup. Started P4, was able to fight. This race was up and down, and my race engineer was Mr. Hollywood, who's been, of course, props to him for helping me out so much, has coaching me since I started, and he considered this my best overall race that I've done. And if you haven't seen it, I did a video of my best league racing race ever, my most dominant race, but he actually, even though I did not win, this was probably my best performance that I've ever had, and you will see kind of why. It's very consistent in pace. My attacks and overtakes were really good, very strong. But here I did a big mistake. This is a virtual safety car, and look at the gap I have to the cars up front. So I didn't get gapped. I thought it was a full safety car, and I went to pit, and it was too late. I slowed down and ended up losing those guys. But as you see here, double overtake around the outside. It was just extremely clean, very aggressive on my part, but made a stick, fighting for that podium finish. As Zongo in P1 was absolutely gone. He definitely gapped us all, but I still wanted to fight for a podium here. I knew I had the pace, and I feel like overall I was probably the second fastest on track. This track is very difficult, so I didn't expect to be the fastest, but I also didn't expect to be on the second row in quali. I did this like last minute, if I remember correctly. I think they asked me within an hour to race here, and yeah, it worked out very well. You see here, Bags has been lagging everywhere, and he just, as you see, I have nowhere else to go. I have the wall to my left. I am sticking to the wall, and for some reason he turns right in on me. He got a penalty for that, as obviously as you saw. And at that point I thought my race was over. And Arthur RJ doesn't know how to pass without touching you. He kept hitting me. I thought it was gonna take me out eventually, but he didn't. He did do it twice, and you see they're fighting extremely hard here. And then Bags on again got a penalty for this, retired on track. It's illegal in most leagues. You can't retire on track. That's just not sportsmanlike, and it can ruin a race. As you can see how much it slowed me down. But yeah, I decided to pit lap 11 into 12, going to the hards for an undercut, which worked massively because I was able to undercut Robin, and he came out right behind me, but the plan worked, and it was great. And it only worked because my pace was strong. We ended up having a safety car as well, so I go back, I pit for the mediums. I gave up track position with the hopes that I was going to be the fastest at the end of the race, and as you're gonna see, it really shows my pace here. This last stint was extremely strong as well. Yeah, you see everybody is back to fighting. And since everybody is fighting for ridiculous positions, Zongo and P1 again gets to just run away with it because people just don't know how to stay on a train, which is just smarter to do. Sometimes you just gotta stay on a train, don't go for overtakes, and wait for good opportunities. But everyone wants to overtake in weird corners, which is perfectly fine. But if you're losing time, then it's just I'll call it a low IQ movement. If you're losing time to the cars up front, losing DRS, you're not gaining anything because you're just losing a potential higher position in front of you. So you kind of just gotta pick and choose your battles wisely, especially when you still have 12 laps left. That is a lot of lap times, especially on a track where the lap times are 1 minute and 42 seconds, and I had one of the fastest laps at the moment. So you're looking at least another 22-23 minutes of racing. You got plenty of time to make up positions and fight. And as you see here, Again, that's my second double overtake around the outside. I was just going for it, and went from P9 to P7. And then lap 20, I am once again in the attack, going after the RB for the P6 position, and then Arthur RJ being my next target, because as Hollywood was engineering me, he was notifying me of my pace and comparing it to the ones up front, because the race is also streamed. So he was letting me know how my pace was very strong, and probably the fastest one after Zongo. So again, I'm being extremely aggressive, which usually I'm not, and I should be, especially when I have pace like this. But yeah, I was being very smart but aggressive. As you see there, I just backed off. No reason to do anything silly. I needed to keep my front wing intact, and these guys are fighting so hard. I knew that eventually something would happen, which it eventually does. So yeah, we're right behind again the train. You see at P6, P5, P4, and P3 was not too far off. Lap 21, once again I catch the RB. Now I'm running P6, and I have P5, P4, and P3 on my sights right in front of me. So here I know, okay, I definitely have to be smart. And now we're fighting for a podium at this point, and just have to keep it together. And we go again, and we try to go for another overtake. Go smart, go on the outside, try to set it up well. He ended up hitting the inside with his rear tire, which was perfect for me. So now I'm P5, and I'm right behind the Ferrari this time. And then Arthur RJ goes back on the attack, and once again hits me, puts me on the wall. That was getting kind of aggravating. There's no need to do that. You can just pass somebody without touching them. But again, double overtake once again on the straight. My straight line speed was insane, and my cornering speed as well. This setup was cooked. It was great. So now I go from P6 to P4 in one corner, and now we're chasing Robin, who probably thought he was running over the P3, but now I'm on the charge. I gapped the cars behind, which really shows my pace, and that's basically the main indicator of how good my pace was, that I was able to gap the cars that I passed, and then I was able to catch up to the car in front with no DRS. I was probably about 5-6 tenths per lap faster than Robin at the end of the race, and I go for another overtake down the straight. You can see how much gap I'm creating on this straight. Ended up catching the Williams, and here I make a really big mistake, and I climb the curb, because at this point I'm getting desperate, and I start burning my ERS when I shouldn't be burning it. So yeah, I had to get behind the slipstream of the Williams, because I know the McLaren was gonna be coming in hot, and you see I'm running out of ERS. Yeah, this was stressful, but yeah, we made it. P3 in the books. Very strong race. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Thank you so much for everybody who's been subscribing. We hit 400, so thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.